I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. Hello and welcome to the next episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies. With special guests, Tim and Marie. This is the podcast where all four of us went and saw a movie at our local Regal Cinema Theater. And now we're going to talk about it in Matt's Honda Pilot, in the parking structure right next to the theater. And we're going to talk about such things as, should you see this movie? Should you not see this movie? Should you bring a date? Can you bring your kids? Should you go alone? Should you bring snacks? Should you buy snacks? Should you nap during it? Or do you need to absolutely pay total focused attention on this movie? We're going to try to answer those questions. We try our best, but hey, it's a free podcast. I am Todd Domer.
And I'm Matt Malloy, and hopefully one day we'll have another sponsor like we had that one time.
When we first started.
We will not be a free podcast anymore, or at least we'll be sponsored. Oh, well, whatever. Here we are. I'm Matt Malloy, and yeah, we watched a movie again, as we do, and we're going to talk about it, and this movie is called The Fall Guy. It's loosely based on an old TV show from the 80s called The Fall Guy. Mm-hmm. And so there's various people in it. Tim, who are these people that we know from this movie?
Our stars are Ryan Gosling, most recently from Barbie, but he's been around quite a long time. He's the lead in this as the Fall Guy. Emily Blunt is the other lead in this. She plays the love interest / director of the movie they're working on here. And then we have Aaron Taylor Johnson, who most recently Bullet Train, and he was in the American Godzilla movie. He got to start way back in the day in Kick-Ass superhero movie.
Soon to be Kraven the Hunter.
That is true.
For the next Sony movie, travesty.
Movies. And then I'd say the only other name, they're not recognizable names, but recognizable faces. Hannah Waddingham is in this. The name not known. She plays a executive, like a Hollywood exec type, agent type. She mostly known for her role on Ted Lasso. And then Winston Duke shows up in this as well, as mostly from Black Panther movies. He's like Ryan Gosling's character is like best bud stunt coordinator. And that, I'd say, is the recognizable names.
Cool. All right, well, what is The Fall Guy about? Well, the set is around this movie, which, didn't necessarily need the Fall Guy to come in as a stunt coordinator. What's his name? What's the character's name?
Seavers.
Colt Seavers, thank you.
Like
yes.
He was on the TV show.
Just like on the TV shows. Yeah, so Colt Seavers is on the scene. He gets kind of duped into coming on set and being in this movie, and we find out that he's had like a long ago fling, well, I guess a year ago fling with the director of the movie, and she is directing her first movie, and so the plot revolves around that as the movie is set up, and So there's the love story, love interest. Are they? Will they? Won't they? But there's also this background story that is the main character of the movie is missing. The actor who plays the main character is missing and not available on set, and nobody knows what's going on. And Colt Seaver has to step in at the behest of the producer, played by Hannah Waddingham. And he goes on quite the quest to locate and figure out what's going on. And I won't spoil. There's a lot of twists and turns here. But we get to the end. There's many explosions. There's many stunts. And we figure out everything unwinds by the end of the movie, and the movie gets made. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Todd, what does your stuntman instinct tell you about this movie, The Fall Guy?
The Fall Guy. Well, I never watched the TV show before my time, and I never really caught the reruns. But I gotta say, I enjoyed this movie. Like, it was. I thought it was smart and witty at times, and the action was really good because it's directed by a former stunt guy. And I think it brought everything I expected. Like, I don't think I was let down in really any kind of ways. And, obviously we're not making like an Oscar-worthy film here, like, but for what it was and what it was going for, I thought it was really good. some things that I really enjoyed about it is that Winston Duke's character, really, his whole thing was that he would throw out movie lines at random times, and I really enjoyed that. And I also enjoyed that I knew every line he threw out. I'm proud of that. I don't know if I should be, but
You should be, Todd. You should be. Yes,
As a movie fan, you should be.
yeah, he also quoted my favorite movie.
Yes.
So,
which is The Last of the Mohicans,
which is
right?
The Last Mohicans.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I thought really everyone really did great. I thought they nailed their characters. Ryan Gosling has this thing where I think because I've really enjoyed when he started doing action films. I really enjoyed it. Like I really enjoy The Gray Man on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, and
Baby
his
Driver?
and Baby Driver.
Was that him?
No,
No. What am I thinking? Oh, Drive.
Drive was him.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Right.
So, and I thought Emily Blunt was great. She's her typical charming self.
Yes.
And I thought this movie did what I think what I really enjoyed about it is that most of this movie is silliness. And it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be playful. And then there's like a couple of scenes that are like really serious, very like well acted. Like the scene where Ryan Gosling is kind of professing some stuff, and he's talking about how stuntmen always have to give the thumbs up because they have to show everyone that they're fine and stuff like that. And he starts talking about how he's not fine and stuff like. I really enjoyed that whole scene, and just kind of like the play on, it's okay if big tough guys are not okay. It's okay if you're not okay. You can say you're not okay. You don't have to be okay all the time. And maybe that's it hit me a little bit deeper than maybe they even wanted to, but I just thought it was a great scene. It's wrapped up in other kinds of like action silliness, but I just really enjoyed that. And I thought they did a really great job of making fun of Hollywood at the same time of like doing the Hollywood tropes, but then making fun of them while they're doing them. So I thought this movie delivered on a lot of levels. I didn't expect to come in and see the best movie ever, but like I said, for what I expected from this movie, I thought it delivered, and it's going to get a pretty good score for me. Let's see, is that it? Did I have anything tucked away? No, that's it for now until someone reminds me of something, and I'm sure I'll talk more. Marie, how'd you like this movie?
Well, you guys know I don't do a lot of action.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved the action sequences. I loved seeing at least their version of how you make stunts happen. And it was fun. It was really fun kind of at the end where they had the stunt doubles for the stunt doubles. And so I imagined that it got very confusing on the set at some point. I think Ryan Gosling's monologue that you referenced earlier was probably the best part of the movie. And I feel like you guys thought this was a much deeper movie than maybe I did. I thought the writing kind of sucked. I thought the actors did a good job for what they had to work with, but I didn't really love the story. But the effects were fun, and I enjoy Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. But I kind of thought it was a little less than what they usually do as far as quality of script. And I thought there were places where they were trying to be funny, and it wasn't as funny as I think they were trying to make it. That I thought it dropped a little bit, where I thought, oh, this is supposed to be a really funny part. I'm supposed to be laughing here, and I'm like, yeah, this is all right. That's cute. But anyway, so it was entertaining, but I really like the stunts the best.
Nice. Tim?
Yeah, I also really enjoyed this movie, and I had high expectations for it too, just based on the cast and the pedigree, and I'm a little more familiar with the TV show, but I wouldn't say deeply. I just know the concept of it, and yeah, this is, as Matt said, loosely based, but they use some of the elements of it, and if you're a fan of the show, or you think you need to see the show coming into this, you definitely do not. There are little nods in the end credits, which are nice. They play the song from the show, and the actors show up in a cute little cameo. But Like it just, I really enjoyed the back and forth. I thought the best back and forth was between Gosling and Blunt, which of course was what the movie was sold on.
Totally.
And I loved their back and forth. It felt like real people talking at times, like they would kind of talk over each other, or they kind of back and forth. It wasn't like, it didn't feel like a Hollywood script talking. It felt like two people trying to figure it out, and also kind of one-upping each other. And then I really enjoyed the scene where they're on set, and this is early in the movie, and she's basically roasting him in front of the whole crew for him disappearing on her, and they acted out basically like a movie scene, and then people are chiming in or being part of the discussion. I thought that whole scene was really funny, and while being poignant about like him, because at that point he's doing the stuntman cool thing instead of the monologue he does later. So some character growth for him too, which really worked. Again, the stunts were fantastic, and this whole movie felt like a love letter to the stunt industry. And it makes sense with the director being a former stuntman. You could see he wanted to showcase how important stuntmen are and the things they can do, and then almost make them the heroes at the end who are helping stop what was happening in the movie, the nefariousness. And then using the tricks that they use and all that, and then also a lot of the showcasing of during the action scenes are like there's a lot of slow motion on purpose, I think, to show off, hey, look at these guys doing this stuff. So you're not only watching the movie for what's happening, but also there to also see what they're doing and appreciate that too. So like I feel like that was the main message of the movie besides entertainment, was hey, stuntmen are a real part of this industry. And there's a few lines there about how oh, you want the Oscar for stuntman? Oh, no, there is no such thing. We're kind of not treated that way. And it's like they were trying to also get that recognition, which I thought this movie really highlighted. And it was everything I liked in a movie. It was fun. It was silly. It was, it was thrilling. It was emotional when it needed to be. And then the end credits are great, like you said, showing some of the stunts going wrong, or not going wrong, but not like Jackie Chan style, but more just like, showing every angle from, more technical standpoint to show off like everything they did to make this movie look good. So I really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun.
Matt?
Well, you guys have kind of covered it, so I'll mention that I did enjoy this movie. I thought it was a fun ride. There's a cute dog in it.
Oh yeah, the dog is great too.
Yeah,
It's a stunt dog.
Oh, God, that's great.
Yeah, and I don't really have anything else to say. Like I said, you guys have covered it. I won't rehash what you said, but I agree largely with the three of you, and I would recommend this movie if you're looking for a fun time. So that's me.
Yeah.
Nice. I also enjoyed the soundtrack, which typically I don't talk about for movies.
This one worked.
But I felt like most of song choices really enhanced what they were going for. Instead of just being like, oh, we're just going to throw this song so people can enjoy it. Has nothing to do with the scene or whatever.
Correct.
But I thought the music choices played well with what scenes they were in.
They paid off some things that they set up earlier. Like, yeah, there were some little nods and like to, other productions. Yeah, it was really, really clever.
But getting down to why everyone comes here, I assume. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Maybe they just come to hear us ramble. Maybe they don't even care about our rating system. I don't know. We don't get feedback like that.
No, we don't.
How many thumbs up would you give this movie? Which I felt was
right.
the most appropriate thing to use here.
Not to rip off of some famous movie critic.
Yeah. 0 being the worst, because then you have no thumbs up and everything's not okay and who knows what's going on. 5 thumbs up is the best, and that's a lot of thumbs, and they're up, and that means, I don't know, good times.
Everybody's doing great.
Everyone's good, unless they're lying, which hopefully they're not. I don't know. Matt?
I'm going to give this 3.5 thumbs up. Like I said, I felt good after the movie. I enjoyed it. And I was really happy that they used the theme song from the TV show because it's a great song.
Yeah, it is.
And I was hoping coming into it that I would see that and see Lee Majors if possible. And both of those things were fulfilled. So, 3.5.
Nice. Tim?
I am just slightly higher. Like I said, I really enjoyed this. And so I'm at a 3.8.
Sweet. Marie?
I am going to give it a 3 because it had great stunts, and I did enjoy hearing Emily Blunt sing.
Oh yes, yeah.
And I enjoy Ryan Gosling. Like I said, the acting was fine.
Yeah.
And the stunts were great. And you're right, the music was great. I just didn't like the story.
So, it was funny for me, that song that she chose, the
Yes.
Phil Collins song, was my breakup song
Ah,
when Emily Goldberg and I broke up way back in the day. I don't know her new last name now. You probably do.
it's Weitzma.
Okay. So when she started singing that song, I was like, I've been there, Emily. I've been there. And I used this song. So, but
Personal connection.
yeah, I'm a little shocked. I'm gonna land on a 4. Like, I'm a little shocked
I don't
because
think that was good.
I expected to come in and enjoy this movie because I really enjoy Ryan Gosling right now. I think
Yes,
he's hit this stride of his.
Yes, he really has.
And Emily Blunt too. Like
I've always
I
loved
expected to really, I expected to enjoy this movie, but I expected it to be like, well, I just enjoyed it, whatever. It's not
Right.
breaking any boundaries or anything like that. But I'm landing on a 4. I enjoyed myself. I was in it. I was captivated. For a movie that seemed incredibly straightforward, they created some kind of really good twisty turns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would recommend it. I do think, for the sprawling stunt stuff that you're doing, I think you should see it in the theater if you're going to see it. Just because I think that stuff is not going to translate well to TV. It'll be fine, but it's not. It's not. All that stuff was shot for you to see in this big screen. And they're beautiful stunts. Like, they're beautiful shots. So
Choreography and all that.
yeah. So
there it is.
there it is.
Yeah.
All right. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
I think I've said my piece.
Yeah.
I do think that this movie has the record for the most number of people getting up and going to the bathroom during the movie.
For us, yes.
Yes.
I was
Okay, because I
shocked.
totally thought you had walked out of the movie, Todd.
Oh,
I was
no, I just got
wow,
hit
I'm
with
not
something that I had to
loving this
take care
movie,
of.
No, I know.
He really hated
No,
it.
I know Todd, and like he really had to go because he's like me and tries never.
Yeah,
to
I
leave.
don't like to leave the theater. And really, I just went out to get a refill on my drink because I went through it so fast. And when I was coming back, something else hit me that I had to take care of.
Because Todd came right back and said, "All right, well, what happened? So
right, I was like filming.
He was invested.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
Podcast, but since you brought it up.
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
no.
everybody
I am,
poops. A book
because-
told me
Yeah,
that
no,
one
it's
time.
fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
So.
no, that's fine. I just totally thought you walked out of the movie.
I don't think
was
Todd's
like,
ever done that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
So
never
that's
left
why
the
I was-
theater during a movie. Like,
Yeah.
I've never just walked out of a theater movie before. Only once at home when I started to watch a movie
And you said
that
no.
I purposely rented,
Yes.
and I turned it off after the first half hour. That movie was Alexander, just in case anyone's curious.
Oh, that's the movie I walked
It
out
was
of a theater
real
on.
bad.
Yes, it really is. We both agree on that.
all right. Well, we weren't the only ones to walk out of the theater. Todd and I both took a break from this movie and visited.
Not that you wanted to.
Not that we wanted to, but we weren't the only ones. There were other people who also
Yes.
got up during the movie and left.
Yeah,
So
maybe they went through their drinks too fast too.
Yeah.
maybe. But in spite of all that,
Yes.
we will wrap up and we'll say that the Fall Guy earned a 3.575, which is quite
Nice.
a good score.
Really strong.
I think it's our highest rating of the year so far.
Wow, 2024.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
thought Dune was up there.
Unless
It's possible I brought the Dune rating down.
Oh, that
'cause
is
I remember
true.
I did not.
no,
really, it was
you're
the
right.
rating.
I apologize. Dune is 3.8.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Dune is our highest rating.
Dune was great.
This one was maybe second though. So it's the highest since Dune and Prey, which I think was
Oh,
last
Prey,
year.
right, sure.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. That was before. That was
That
still
was November,
2023,
I
right? Yeah.
So anyway, that's the rating. We recommend this movie.
Go see it.
It's a fun ride. So if you're looking for a fun ride, turn your brain off. Great, watch this. And thank you for listening to our podcast, subscribing, downloading, etc., etc. Please do these things more, and we will see you next time.
Da 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 da
Da da
da da da.
da da da.